Hello, welcome back. This is season 12 of Mutiny Motorsport. This is the Formula Interseason. And this is the track pool. We are going to pick a track out of the hat for the drivers for this weekend. They don't know where they were going until about 10 minutes before the race. Let's see where they're going. They're going to Salvador. This is a great little circuit down in Brazil. This circuit is actually around the government area, and it's named in honor actually now of Ayrton Senna. So that's pretty cool. It's had some good exciting racing there in the past, and the Mutiny has not been here really before, but here is qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying at this track was a challenge. The walls are tight, and it takes a lot to make the most of it. Garrett and Debug clearly making the most of it on this track, separated by only 1,000th of a second, with Fuel Tech extremely close behind. Come some a little bit back in 4th, then Nate in 5th, John D 6th, Brocken in 7th, Leclerc in 8th, NDF in 9th, Artie in 10th, Orange Boy 11th, Crack a Cold One 12th, Bumblebee in 13th, and Shattered Compass in 14th. A few drivers out of place there. Orange Boy in 11th, you might expect to see a little further up, and Shattered as well. Something must have gone wrong to see him down in last place.
Yeah, absolutely. But as it is the sprint weekend, the grid is flipped, so Shattered Compass will be leading the pack away. Just ahead of Bumblebee there in second position as they come round the final corner, looking to head down to the start-finish line. They're starting in single file.
That's right, this is the only track this season where they'll be starting single file. It's just the tight nature of the track making it impossible to start double wide. So coming through the final chicane.
And it looks like they're away. Single file means the pack is spread out just a little bit more, and you can see Shattered Compass making the best of run as he can for it. Just behind him is Bumblebee, and then you can see Orange thinking maybe just a little bit up the inside, and at the back of the field we've got the two Williams there. Going into that that first hairpin, as we're on board with Artie now, heading down towards the first real corner of the circuit. As Orange
looking to get past Crack a Cold One, and he does it.
Smooth style there as we're back on board with Artie, and Artie is looking down the outside. I think that's NDF in front of him. This is a tight chicane. It goes quite a quick left-hander to such a slow, cumbersome left-hander to a right-hander, sorry. Oh no, it's still left. What am I even talking about? It's a right, very quick right, and then back out to this left, round this corner. It is a long corner, and with the aero being such at a premium, it's going to be hard for these drivers to keep it on the circuit, I think.
Yeah, two very different types of corners, going from a fast right-hander to a sharp hairpin left. Not an easy challenge, and so far all the drivers have made it through without an issue, it looks like.
Oh, and we do have to talk about there are some nasty curves in some of the chicanes there, and you never know what might happen. Track limits here are extremely strict, so keep an eye out for people running all four tyres over those chicanes and over those large sausage curves, which have been known to throw a few drivers in practice.
Yeah, they don't look very tall from this camera angle, but trust me, from ground level, those are kneecappers right there. The Crack Cold One looks like to be struggling with that first hairpin.
Yeah.
Getting passed by Artie first, and then Brocken as a reserve driver filling in.
Good to see him back out on track, and here he is, doing his best to make his way through the pack here. As we see all the drivers who started at the front, still so difficult on this track to make their way back through the pack. As you can see, they're still all squabbling with themselves. As we see Orange here.
I was going to say, no change in order from the top 5 unless Orange has something to say about it. Not this corner.
Not this time, and come some. Oh, something has happened there. Lost it maybe on the way down, or maybe been hit. It's unclear right now as we see Leclerc going through the chicane, and that is about as close as you want to have it. Oh, 4 wheels over, not losing the car as we go on board with Nate. Fast left, right behind him.
That first
It's
chicane,
Viltec.
Nate looked to be taking a little bit too much for him.
And it looks like it's happening. Viltec has got past him. Viltec's thinking, oh, one down. Okay, how do we get past the rest? Maybe down the inside with a late lunge. That's how you do it. He does not go into one so well. And he thinks better of his championship chances there. Oh,
Something big's happened.
Oh wow, Bumble and NDF there. NDF just sideways in the wall, and Bumble not doing anything about it, not reversing. Are they stuck and crack a cold one, making plenty of space for the drivers around him?
Yeah, that was a proper car park, but as we have it in the sprint, there are no safety cars, so the race goes on. Future race, however, will have that enabled.
And that's great to know, that just in case, because it is such a tight track. As Crack a Cold One still just letting through the drivers, being safe and cautious out there. He does not need to let through the drivers. He is not being lapped. This is for position, but racing his own race.
Doing a risk versus reward calculation, each driver filling up his mirrors.
Yeah, and slowly moving his way to the back, as I think that's going to become some that makes his way through as well. So those leading drivers who started back now just starting to make some room and make some approach forward. As we're on board with Nate again, up into 7th place now. Got back ahead of Viltec somewhere along that. We did not see that, but that's great news for the Jordan driver, getting his way, and he is now the last of the point scorers. Top 7, I believe, get points.
Speaking of moves, we didn't see Atkins production up in 3rd place. That is not where he started. He started back
Orange as well in 2nd.
Yeah, I'm thinking Brocken has not been. I think this is his first race in this car, so they're a little tricky to step into and have speed. So impressive to see him all the way up in 3rd.
Yeah, he a talented driver, a champion of the mutiny.
Very
I can't
true.
remember if it was season 5 or season 6, but
Season 5 is
definitely
right.
season 5. Yeah. So that's what a true champion looks like. Just steps into the car and just gets on with the task at hand, whether he's driven this car or not. And Nate Delta still behind John at the moment, thinking, maybe I'm quicker here, but where is the spot to overtake? As he's also got Viltec up his tail, and Debug, and Garrett O'Brien. That is a lot of pressure behind John. But John don't crack.
Cars. Yeah, looking for an opening.
They are indeed. How wide can this corner be made? As Viltec looks up the inside, that curve is so tall, you don't want to do that. And actually kind of forces Debug a little bit wide there, as he has to take evasive action not to mount the curb.
Yeah, Debug taking the usual braking into that first hairpin, going side by side with Viltec, and then having to back out with the outside line.
Is that a wing or something I just saw being knocked there? I swear I saw something just flying through the air. I wonder if someone got too close. Oh, and up front, that looks like...
There's 2 drivers touching the wall, I think.
Yeah, I think that's Nate Delta in the wall, and he's dropping back through the pack. That is Viltec ahead, his teammate Debug ahead, and then Garrett O'Brien just behind him.
Garrett was grazing the wall as well, so it's possible to get away with a graze here and not take damage, but these walls are not very forgiving, so you have to get lucky.
They are not at all. Oh, as we see someone else in the wall, that is a Jaguar. Who is that? Is that Broadchen?
That is.
Oh, he's dropping down the order. I wonder what's happened there. And down he goes all the way to 11th, 12th. I think that might be his race over if he's going that slowly. As we're back on board with Jordan, being driven by Debug, his teammate just behind him. Just seemed to start pulling away from Garrett behind him. I wonder if Garrett's just taking a little bit of a respite there, or whether he's just got some damage from that. As we see, whoa!
Another incident.
Was that Viltec and Debug? I couldn't tell.
That is Viltec, yes.
Oh, Viltec sees him going from bad to worse. As he gets spun or spins by himself, it was quite hard to see. But now he's in the pits, his race is over. Oh no! And Garrett O'Brien, the hopes of the Williams team lies on his shoulders. place just outside of the points. This is not what Williams were looking for this weekend.
Not what Williams is looking for, but for Garrett, on the Drivers' Championship side, things are looking interesting now that Wiltec and Gumsum are both struggling this race. Wiltec out Gumsum ninth. If Garrett is able to make some moves here, then that's a little bit more points towards those top two in the championship.
It is indeed. It is indeed. Let's keep going. So Garrett O'Brien now hustling because he wants that point, right?
Who doesn't?
And he is, yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't? They're hard to come by in this season. And he is now right on the tail, so that's making me think he was maybe just giving a little bit of space earlier, or maybe that's Nate Delta just falling back just slightly. But Jordan right now outscoring Williams. Garrett wanting to fix that. As we go back on board with John, who's slow and steady, takes the wider line, cuts in under. He's got Leclerc in front of him. We know an experienced set of hands in that driver. And in front of that is Artie, a driver we know to be very quick. Keep it pointing in the right direction. He's not afraid to get his elbows out early in the season. So this is quite a tricky trio to get through for D-Bug. And he's going to try around the outside. Thinks better of it.
That would be brave. Not a big braking zone into that corner.
No, it is not. It's going to be quite tricky. And when you look out in front, I've just got to say, I'm noticing Shadow Compass 10 seconds ahead of Orange, who's 7 seconds ahead of Marty. This is quite something. Those two are gone.
That's going to make it a challenge for D-Bug once he does clear, if he does clear the traffic, I should say. Making up anything beyond third is going to need some luck for that.
Absolutely. This, remember, is only a 15-minute race, and we're looking at 1 minute 19 laps, so the end is nigh. It is coming up. Coming up into the twilight hours. This is the moment to start making a move, and you can see the flags flying in the background. Wind's only 5 kilometers an hour, maybe a little bit gustier. Track temperature 33, so this isn't the hottest race we've had by far.
No, I don't think the tires are going to be much of an issue. There won't be too much holding back on pace to preserve tires, if any. And it's just going to be a challenge of how close can you get to the walls, how much track do you dare use.
That's going to be the scary thing, especially trying to go side by side with someone. I've seen a lot of people making mistakes as up the inside. Garrett just having a sniff. You can see his car just twitching around.
Speaking of mistakes, that was D-Bug just a little bit wide of the apex. And yeah, like you were saying, giving Garrett a sniff.
And just in front, is that John going side by side? It is with Leclerc. Wide. And he has to take the outside position and lose position just there, seeing if he can keep speed around the outside. It looks like they're side by side. John just ahead. And Leclerc loses that 4th place, but keeps it pointing in the right direction and doesn't hopefully lose any more spots. But D-Bug is now thinking about it down the inside.
Yeah, the inside is going to become the outside though for this hairpin coming up. So will he be able to brake later? Will he out-drag him on this straight? It's looking like that.
It is. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Leclerc just absolutely stamps on the brakes and goes, thank you very much. I think I'll take that. And Garrett sees the opportunity there. Down the inside of D-Bug. Is he going to brake later and force D-Bug wide? I think he is. D-Bug tries. Bounces over those curbs that were kneecapping people and just goes, oh, how did I go from trying to overtake someone to losing 2 positions? Oh.
Yeah, what a move from Leclerc though, I have to say, with that late braking at first, and then it looks like a little drift at that apex back at the hairpin. And that almost did the block pass, or block defense, I should say.
Licked the stamp and sent it down the inside. Old Danny Ricciardo as he gets the rear wheels out sideways, and so does Garrett O'Brien when he saw the opportunities. Put his foot down, and both cars doing some sort of synchronized drift and not changing any places.
Yeah, to give you guys an idea of how much these guys are holding each other up, Leclerc did a 121.3, Debug 121.3, Shattered Compass 118.3. They go 3 wide.
This is stuff. Leclerc has the inside, runs them out wide. Smart move there. Does not need to give them all the space, and they have to focus for themselves, as Debug is the one who seems to lose out most. There is teammates right next to him. What's going to happen here? As I think we're coming into the last laps of the race, and it looks like Shattered Compass is well down the road. Orange is in second right now. We are hearing reports, and if you've been keeping an eye on those lap times, you may have seen some drivers with some huge lap times. They weren't stopped. They were getting 21-second penalties. So I have a feeling at the end of this race, we're going to see a few of those. So the positions might change as we're onboarded John after Artie, trying to go for that podium position. Will he make it? Back on board with Garrett, and he's still got Debug hounding him. They've been together all race, and Leclerc is putting out the marker saying, hey guys, I am not going to be a pushover here. Do not try it again.
Yeah, Leclerc's put on 2 very good defenses at this upcoming hairpin, so I wonder if Debug and Garrett need to start thinking about other places to pass.
Oh, and as we say that, Shattered Compass has crossed the line, and Garrett goes round the outside but gets it too far sideways. No, that was a late move, and that did not pan out. Oh, how disappointing was that? That could have been a couple of points. Oh, absolutely heartbreaking, but great news for the other drivers around him as we go and see the leader for the first time, who's been pretty much just driving around his own, and Shattered Compass. Oh, that was a great win there. Orange
Shattered
in second,
Compass.
it's looking.
Yeah, one of those drivers to pick up the penalties you mentioned, and
Whoa.
I mean, we thought he was well ahead, only ahead just enough to take that win after the penalty.
Yeah, so here are the race results. Shattered Compass with 21 seconds takes first place. Artie getting up into second there. So Orange has clearly got a big penalty. Artie in second, Leclerc third, Debug fourth, Nick Delta fifth, Garrett O'Brien sixth. What could have been had he not made that last minute move. Orange way down in seventh with his 21-second penalty. Brutal. Cumsum in eighth, John D in ninth with a penalty as well. Crack a cold one, the last finisher in 10th. And then you got Viltec, Fortune, NDF, and Bumble out of the race, and Bumble disqualified there actually. And then we see fastest lap going to Shattered Compass, and driver of the day had to be Leclerc. What a stunning drive, a defensive masterclass, some might say.
Boy, does he deserve it. Put on a good show.
Yeah, for such a driver you usually see just taking the safest route and just collecting safe points. This was a stamp of authority. So thank you so much for watching this race with us, guys. Right up next, just the next click away, we have the feature race. So let's see what it's like when the drivers who qualified on the front get to stay in the front.